Women are increasingly becoming the primary breadwinner in the household, and calls to close the gap, close that gender pay gap, grow stronger. Those numbers are expected to increase. But with that comes an increasingly different side effect. And let's talk more about the divorce and alimony.
Yeah, and here to discuss this family law attorney, Christopher Melcher of Walzer Melcher. Thanks so much for coming back.
Thanks.
Always love having you here. Well, okay, so women pay more for child support and alimony. Are you seeing this in your practice?
We are. We're seeing about 40% of households have the woman as the primary breadwinner for that family. And it makes sense because if the woman has more income than the man, then she's going to stay at work while the husband or father is going to stay behind and take care of the child.
40%.
I would say that is pretty good. Economically, I would assume that is the best decision. But let's talk about it. When a woman does make more money, does that cause a problem in the marriage?
It can, Colleen. I think there's some natural resentment anytime someone is out there working and the other is staying at home. But also just because of these gender stereotypes, this has been maybe the last and hardest one to break, where we feel a man should be out there working and providing and not receiving support from a woman, and that's hard for that couple to reconcile.
And what happens when a couple breaks up, unfortunately? What sort of problematic things do you see with the man making less than the woman?
So what'll happen is that the woman will have to continue supporting the man because he's now out of the workforce. He can't go back, and quickly he also has childcare responsibilities. So they may not have liked the arrangement before when they were married, but now after separation, she's going to have to continue supporting him at that same standard of living that they had.
Wow. So are any men kind of embarrassed to ask for the support?
There are. We're seeing that some men just will not receive support from a woman. Others will put that aside and just really realistically have no choice but to take the support.
Well, what kind of advice would you give couples that are, entering into a marriage and maybe she makes more, she has a potential to make more? What kind of advice do you give them?
I think looking at those causes of resentment and understanding the choices that they're making, that's what's best for the child, and to have that open and honest communication about the decisions that they made.
Gosh. It's incredible. But you know what? I know for people who are stay-at-home parents, I did it for like 2 years. It was the hardest job I ever had. So I feel like any person who really, they are entitled to a good income.
Yeah, it is very hard.
Yeah, so prenup, good idea?
Always.
Okay, spoken from the true person who knows everything about that. Christopher Melcher, nice to have you again. Appreciate that. And I would be curious to see how many people, the woman makes more. Is that the divorce rate higher? It'd be really interesting to see that.
Very interesting.
So next time, we'll check into that. All right, you can find out more on the family law practice of Christopher's by going to walzermelcher.com.